It's week 11. I'm doing sprints and it's time to get to work.
Where the party never ends. Where you cannot pretend. Gotta get it how you live. Better live for the wins. Right where it begins.
I think something just came in the mail. Let's go check it out.
We about to go viral. The whole game at the 9. And now we out by now. Let us all with a smile. Yeah. You know what it is when the city do you right. Cause you get it how you live. And yeah,
This is really what I've been waiting for.
in the morning and we catch another fly. If you don't believe us, I'ma show you.
Okay, let's see what's inside.
If you watched the last episode, you probably already know what these are. Let's get them open.
Ooh, wow.
Come on, get it.
All right.
I see you, Arena. Nice little unboxing experience. Very cool. Little directions. Probably not gonna use that. Goggle instructions, whatever. Quick start guide, fun. It does come with these little extra nose bridge pieces in case you have a tiny little nose like mine, or if you have a big old schnoz. Sweet, I'll be playing with those. All right, so these are the Arena Python mirrors. Mirrors meaning they're mirrored. I'm excited to try these out. These actually feel a lot more robust, a little bit better built than my previous goggles. What's cool is my original pair that broke are actually Arena. They're just a different model where they have the little plastic piece that extends about this far on the strap. I'm actually starting to really like this style where it's just the strap all the way to the goggle. First try on test. Initial impressions, they are a lot bigger than my other goggles, which actually might be kind of nice because my other ones just really dug into my eye sockets. Gotta loosen them up, they are tight. Also, I do have a beanie on, so maybe that's not helping. There we are. Okay, it's time to pack up, get ready for a swim. I almost forgot the best part. Little ASMR for you here. Oh yeah, buddy. Yep, you're welcome. Just pulled up to the gym, and today's swim is very much like some of my past swims. So today's session is gonna consist of 150-yard warm-up, and then I go into 7 rounds of 75 yards easy, 25 yards sprint, and 100 yards easy. And then I finish everything off with a 100-yard cool down. And let me actually double check here. That should total 1,650 yards in total. And I'm hoping I can finish all of this up in under 45 minutes. Should be doable. All right, let's go. Also, kind of missed it, but the sky was firing off this evening. It was like all orange and purple. That is quite the sight. Okay, enough lollygagging. Luckily, it's pretty chill here in the pool today. Unlike last week was hectic. There's so many people in here. Got the new goggles, gonna put them to the test. Also, because this ear is so smushed inside, I have to like really get this wax seal super small in order to get it in. I like wearing wax plugs because nowadays, for some reason, when I tilt my head to the side and the water gets in my ear, it doesn't feel that great. Usually, like if I'm just swimming, I don't have any issues. It's just when I'm lap swimming.
Gritty, pad, done. Never one for the city though. I get up and I really go. Indiana. Sometimes I get a little low. My mind, I'm off the middle now. Sometimes I get a little low. My mind, I'm off the middle now. Sometimes.
Keep forgetting to put my ring away. What's that? No. Thank you though. Okay. Back to it. Okay, that's the warm-up done. Everything is feeling super tight today. My lats, my quads, my hamstrings. I feel like my legs want to start cramping up. Not ideal, but we're gonna get it done. Also, these goggles, so far, they're great. I mean, I only have 150 yards in on them, but I can see everything and they don't fog up.
Throw a good foot in it. Can I get a witness? Fresh like a new pair of linens. Bought a new crib with a tenant. Now they want a piece of the business. Sipping my tea with the lemon. Roll down the window, play this on repeat. Whipping your neck when we cruising the street.
That's 4 rounds done. Got 3 more to go. Feeling all right, but definitely feel quite tight all through here in the lats. The legs though, the legs are feeling a lot better. So that's great. On to the next one.
I'll make it look easy. Yeah. Hey. I'll make it look easy. I feel so good, you got to believe me. The way I move, I make it look easy. Extra, I'm the main attraction. Get spreading to the masses. Candy coated colors through the glasses. Lights.
Wow, those sprints really do suck.
Every day is magic. Rubber naked flexing in the traffic.
It's day 3 and I have crazy hair. I have no idea how that happened, but it's time to hop on the bike. Let's go.
Imagine the life would be like this. 2.5 kids, white picket fence, white fine as a college parking ticket is. God first, can't forget what the mission is. I'm grateful, like half the shirts up in my closet. Trying to find the key to life, realize I never lost it. Chasing dreams, running circles, feel exhausted. Hard to budget for it if you don't know what the cost is. Push the chips to the center, we are all in. This ain't no get rich quick money pit to fall in.
Just wrapped up an hour on the bike. I think I went 12 point something miles. I'll break down all the stats later, but today I actually felt pretty strong. So super stoked about that. Now it's time to shower. All right, it's day 4. It is Friday the 12th and I have a long run today. But first, I actually just got something else in the mail and it's not goggles this time. It's a brand new sweat set that I have been waiting since October to get here. And it's December. Thanks a lot, USPS. Anyways, check it out. Okay, that feels so nice. Super thick, almost 100% cotton. I am a cotton freak. I love it when things are 97 to 100% cotton. It just feels a lot better on the skin than your typical polyester.
It's all falling in place. I'm counting on my blessings. It's feeling like
Woo! Yes, please. Thank you very much. Get a little hood action here. That is nice. Wow. Also, it's got these little zip pockets, so it's not a full kangaroo pocket, but they are their own separate pockets, which actually I really like because sometimes I like storing my AirPods in one pocket, keys in the other, and I know which personal item is in which pocket, and I don't have to fumble through a big, large kangaroo pocket. Yes, this is so nice. These pockets are zip up as well. This is so nice. If you're looking into a new set of athleisure wear, I highly recommend Vitae. Their stuff is so nice. This is actually my first set, but I am super impressed. And I think they have a new drop coming soon, so keep an eye out. Anyways, I have to take all of this off and go for a run. Let's go. Training readiness is an all-time low, but stoke, all-time high. Let's get this run done.
hold up, I'm trying to see something. Still in my own lane, they did not see me coming. If you know, you know, you know, it don't get much better.
So for today's long run, I don't have anything fancy planned. I don't have any little goals that I'm trying to really compete with, except for one. Today, I really want to make sure that I keep my heart rate in zone 2 today. Typically, I've been staying anywhere from zone 2 to zone 3, a lot of times zone 3. As far as I know and the research I've done, which isn't very much, I believe zone 3 is still considered to be aerobic, but I really want to challenge myself today to really just calm down, stay in zone 2, take it a lot easier during this whole run. That way I'm really allowing my heart to expand and contract and really strengthen itself over the course of this run, as well as runs that I have in the future. So today, it's gonna be a lot slower, but a lot more controlled. It's mile 1, and we finished it at a 12:53 pace. So like I said, super smooth, super easy. Honestly, I feel so good right now. I don't know if it's just like placebo effect of all the consistency I've had this week. I've hit a workout every single day, so I'm feeling super good about myself. Just building that training confidence, and yeah, feeling super good. I managed to keep my heart rate at 132 pretty much this entire run so far. I'm gonna see if I can keep doing that. Mile 2 finished at a 13:12 pace, so like I said, very slow on this one today. Legs are feeling pretty good. The feet feel a little sore, but not too bad. I think it might just be a lack of a good recovery. I haven't been sleeping too great like the past week or week and a half. Another thing I think I need to start incorporating is kind of like a pre-run routine where I just spend a little bit more time being a little bit more diligent and having a intentional warm-up routine. But otherwise, feel pretty good. Still maintaining that semi-low heart rate. The last mile it has climbed to about 135, maybe 136. So I'm trying to slow down and bring it back down to around that 132. Mile 3 at a 13:38 pace. Still pretty slow, still feeling pretty good. Other than I feel like my heart rate is starting to jump a little bit. So I think I really need to start working on controlling my heart rate with my pace, because I'm jumping now anywhere from 136 to 138, which is low zone 3. Not really quite what I wanted to do today. So I'm just going to pull it back a little bit more, see if I could get back into that zone 2. It is Day 5. Dude, time is flying by fast. I was just looking at my training peaks and it says I have 27 more weeks until race day. So still got a while, but it just feels like the time is knocking itself down so fast. Like when I first started, we are at 39 weeks out from race day and now we're at 27. It just feels like time is flying by. Kind of crazy. I don't know where the time has gone. I think it has something to do with being incredibly busy all the time. Today, we're gonna go to the pool. We're gonna get in a swim session. Today's session is kind of different, but kind of the same as one of my previous sessions. But instead of doing 400s like I did last week, where I would do intervals of 400s and then progressively at least try and get faster on each one, I'm gonna be doing 250s. So I'm gonna have a warm up. I'm gonna do, I think, 4 rounds. I have to double check that because I'm not entirely sure. Of 250s, each one of those intervals, I'm gonna try and progressively increase speed. And then after that, I have a cool down. So it should take me hopefully no more than 45 minutes. But if it does take longer, that's okay. I'm still gonna just crank out this whole workout and get it finished. Today has been somewhat busy so far. Woke up with the little man, just hung out with him this morning, made him some breakfast. And then we actually went and did a little photo shoot with Reef and Paris, and then also with my sister-in-law and her baby. The mamas and the babies got in some photos today, which was super cool. That was really fun. But now the little man is down and out for a nap. And man, he was so tired. Oh, what's going on here? Is this lady gonna go? This is a flashing yellow light and you have a completely open road. All right, there we go. Paying attention to the road, folks. Gotta love it. We're almost kind of like mid-December and I have seen at least 10 motorcycles out on the road today, which is really crazy. And it's kind of giving me some FOMO. If you guys don't know already, I ride motorcycles in the spring, summer, and a little bit into fall. And man, right now, I miss it. I miss it a lot. It's crazy. But I don't think I'm brave enough to get on my bike this time of year. It is way too cold out, and then also the roads are just way too messy. You have all this debris on the road, gravel, and then you have leaves on the roads, and it just makes for a nasty combination of dirty roads, which are not safe to ride on. So I'm not gonna be riding my motorcycle, even though it is 50 degrees out and sunny, which is wild. Again, mid-December. Something I mentioned at the end of last week was how I need to start getting more consistent with getting in my training sessions. Life has just been so hectic. I've kind of been letting my sessions go to the wayside rather than rearranging my day and prioritizing getting in those training sessions, because I think I was averaging maybe 3.5 hours of training each week, which I think the sweet spot for me needs to be in that 4 to 6 hour range where I can see just that much more improvement in each of my disciplines. So with that, since I said I wanted to start getting more consistent with my sessions, I have been doing that. I've been restructuring my day so I can prioritize getting in those sessions. Since then, I haven't missed one, which is super cool, and I'm very excited about that. And then as far as my last session for this week, usually I have one of my weekend days set as a recovery day, but I almost wonder if I want to tack on my Monday session, because today's Saturday, put it on Sunday, and then have Monday be my recovery day, because I actually do have a lot of stuff going on Monday. So again, it's all about just making the workout sessions fit within your day and all your time constraints. It can be hard, but it is possible. So if that's something you're struggling with, I totally get it. You're not alone. Just know if you're feeling down, like you can't get your sessions in, say if you're a mom or a dad, and you're struggling to find that balance between taking care of the kids, going to work, getting in your workout sessions. Paris and I had a talk where we were gonna help each other achieve the goals that we want to achieve, and I'll say I'm super blessed. Paris has been an absolute beast in helping take care of Reef while I hop out in some of my sessions, if they're like midday, or say if it's after work and I go right in to get my workout session done and then come back and take care of Reef, because you know, it's all about being in it together. So I'm very stoked and I'm very grateful for my wife for helping me do this. But like I was saying, if you're struggling finding the time to get in your workout sessions, it's not easy, but it is possible. I'm almost to the pool. We're gonna go get this workout done. I thought it was 4 rounds, but it's actually going to be 6 rounds for my 250 intervals today. So not much more than initially anticipated, but that's all right. We're going to get it done.
Yeah, we gon' turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Yeah, we gon' turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Yeah, turn it up.
Time to start with a easy 50-yard warm-up.
All over the world, Yeah, what a time to be alive. Showstopper, jaw dropper anytime I arrive. Always got heads turning like an exorcism. Had to go up, so turn it up, cause I ain't got it.
Just 7 more times, then warm-up's done. Now going into the 250s.
My collar like I'm rocking a Pico. $1 million smile, that's why shit is my lingo. If they want me to stop the party, I'm telling them I don't think so. Yeah, we gon' turn it up, turn it up.
Finished the first interval at about a 2:14 pace, which I think might have been too fast to start off with. I'm supposed to be getting faster each interval. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to beat that, so we'll see. Round 2, 2:16 pace. Oh yeah, that one got me.
As soon as I step inside, make the party turn to a movie.
Okay, round 3, finished at a 2:16 pace again. Not getting faster on these, but at least I'm consistent. Just wrapped up the swim. I feel like I'm shaking a little bit. I need to get some carbs and calories in me. Stat. Overall, pretty good swim. I did feel really tight in the lats. I would say at least the first half of it, meaning like the whole warm up as well as the first half of the intervals of 250. And then they finally like kind of loosened up, not like they did in the 400s interval workout I did last week. I'm not gonna lie, I was actually feeling pretty good about myself during my swim. Felt like I was just crushing it because turns out I was getting a little bit faster each interval. Needless to say, I was feeling like the hot shot of the pool. And then some girl hops in the lane next to me, almost quite literally is swimming circles around me. She's going just so fast. And I'm like, yes, very humbled to say the least. Overall, my average pace was 2:10 per 100 yards. I think that's the fastest consistent pace I've swam so far. Pretty cool. I'm actually super excited about that. But I will say, I think that is slightly skewed because of my warm-up. Because for my warm-up, I have 8 sets of 50 yards. And 50 yards is not that long. Definitely not long enough for my technique to break down. I swim 50 yards, I take a 10-second break, and then 50 yards again. And I do that a total of 8 times. And so those 50-yard stints are a lot faster than what my typical 100-yard pace would look like. I think that does skew my pacing a little bit, which I believe why my pacing is a little bit faster this time around. I'm gonna take it as a win. I did the session, I'll take that as a win as well. Now it's time to get home, get some food in me. Paris and I picked up chicken pot pie made from a pub in downtown Coeur d'Alene. It's like that really good, feel-good pub food. So we got chicken pot pies as well as a dessert, which is a sticky toffee pudding. And then we actually had them hold the ice cream this time because we brought it home and we're gonna put our own ice cream on top of it after we heat it up. And it's by far my favorite dessert of any restaurant or any place I've ever been, period. And I've done a decent amount of traveling, so that should tell you how good it is. It is day 6. Now today is actually Monday. Now I know I was saying that I might take my Monday workout and put it on Sunday, but I ended up taking a family day. It was much needed. But tonight, I have my bike workout. I have an hour and 5 minutes to get done. I know I have some sprints in there as well as a couple longer intervals, and I'll break all my workouts down after I finish up with the bike. But it's time to change and get into it. Let's go.
I know you got moves. It's time to make moves. We got a whole lot to do. Yeah. Let me see you move. I know you got the move. It's time to make moves. We got a whole lot to do.
Okay, just finished up the bike session. Clocked a total of an hour and 5 minutes once again. Overall, pretty successful session. But now I gotta eat. As always, after these workouts, I gotta get some protein in me. I'm feeling like I need protein so bad right now. I think Paris and I are gonna make some burgers. Just wrapped up my last bike session of the week, my last workout session of the week, and it actually went pretty good. The legs were feeling really strong this time. Usually I find what happens is my legs start to fatigue way sooner than my lungs or my heart. So I told you earlier this week that I was going to get into the stats of all my workouts later on in the video. So that is right now. I want to break everything down, kind of similar to how I did last week. So starting off with the sprint, I did a total of 34 minutes for that workout session. That includes warm up, sprint session, and cool down. And then my max heart rate, I ended up reaching 182 on that workout. I probably could have pushed it a little bit more, but what's cool is my max speed on that workout was 13.8 miles per hour, and it turns out it's a 14% grade hill, so it's pretty steep.
Moving on to swim number 1 of this week, I ended up clocking in 43 minutes and a total of 1,625 yards. And on this workout, I ended up hitting kind of my average pace during this whole swim. I averaged 2 minutes and 15 seconds per 100 yards, which again is kind of where I've been sticking around lately. And then my average heart rate was 144. Okay, moving on to the first bike session of this week, I clocked a total of 1 hour and 12.66 miles. Again, I don't know how accurate or how well calibrated my track's flow is. I would imagine it's somewhat accurate. And then my average watt was 107. I actually don't remember. Let's see. Let me look up my max wattage because there were sprints in there. Okay, and my max wattage on that bike workout was 510 watts. My run number 2, which was Friday the 12th, I did a total of 46 minutes. And this is the run where I really wanted to work on control, meaning controlling my heart rate and making sure I keep it in that zone 2. I ended up keeping it in zone 2 for most of the workout, but not the entire thing. I gotta be honest with you. And my average heart rate was 134. So that's right at the top of zone 2 for me. I think I break into zone 3 at 136 BPM. My average pace was 13:17, and what ended up happening was my first mile was really good. I was sitting somewhere around 10 and still maintaining that low heart rate. I was feeling really good, but I think the legs just really started to feel fatigued early on this week, so I had to drop my pacing all the way into the 13-minute range. So for swim number 2, I did 47 minutes and 1,925 yards. And like I mentioned before, this workout was structured a little bit differently. It was very similar to my 400s workout last week. I ended up dropping that 400 interval to a 250, but adding 2 more rounds on top of it. And what's really cool, this is my fastest swim yet, meaning I was able to hit a 2:10 pace on average. Although I do think this pace might be a little bit skewed because of my warm-up, which consists of 8 rounds of 50-yard intervals. And then for my last workout that I just finished tonight was the bike. I did a total of 1 hour and 5 minutes. My average watts was 102, and I did have 2 sprint intervals in there, so my max wattage was 519. I did a total of 13.04 miles. My average heart rate was 126, and my max heart rate was 150. So with all those numbers out of the way, this week I swam a total of an hour and a half. I biked a total of 2 hours and 5 minutes, and ran a total of 1 hour and 15 minutes, totaling, if my math is correct, 4 hours and 15 minutes. This week, I'm super proud of the work that I put in. I ended up staying consistent and committed to the program. Even though my last several weeks have been a little bit all over the place, I've been able to at least stay somewhat dedicated to the training program. And I think this week, the work has really started to show. So I'm really excited. This feels like it's just the beginning. I'm only 11 weeks in and I have 27 more weeks to go. So I'm stoked to see what more progress there is to be made. But now I just want to say a huge shout out to my coach. I know I've teased it a little bit in the past in a couple other videos, but my coach has been structuring these programs so I can fit them into my schedule and make sure that I'm seeing the progress that I need to see. So I know it can be really intimidating to find a place to start when it comes to triathlon training. I myself didn't really know where to start, but Coach Derek came in, I told him everything that I wanted to accomplish, and he's helped me build a program that fits my lifestyle. Also, a little bit about Derek. He is a former professional triathlete, so he has the experience under his belt, which gives me that extra confidence in letting him handle all my training and knowing what's best for me. And it allows me to clear my head and not have to think about it and not have to worry about what my training program is going to consist of. So if you're looking to get into triathlon training, I highly recommend you check him out. I'll leave his link below where you can contact him. And also what's really cool is he puts on events all throughout the year that you can take part of and learn from somebody who has gone through it at the professional level. Anyways, guys, that is it for this week. If there were any stats that I missed that you want to know about, let me know down in the comments below. I try to respond to everybody, and I love interacting with you guys down there. And if you're new to the channel, it would mean a lot to me if you hit the like button, left a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. Anyways, guys, love you. God bless.